What's up everyone, it's Jambors, new video, and in this video I will be continuing my podcast summary of Eurovision 2024, and this episode will go on the case of journalists and YouTubers. Let's talk. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel, very glad you're here. I know my topics are tough, they are for some of you are very tough, maybe unacceptable, ununderstandable. I'm just trying to give you my view, sometimes my opinion, and what I try to do is based it on facts also, give it my professional approach also, but also a personal view. It's still my channel, it's still my opinion, and I'm the one who's not afraid to be vocal about things, even though sometimes it comes with the punishment or being cancelled or something, but I think we are so afraid of those things that we let the situation go where it is, because we are silent. The majority of people are silent. So many other people are afraid to talk about things which loud people are talking about, and basically as last decade really shown, when you stand against something which goes against the minority, if it's not Jews, you're being somehow cancelled, punished or something, because loud people, losers, they just somehow are strong in being very hateful, and they're very good in this. And I think this also happened to the community of, let's say, journalists and YouTubers of Eurovision, which in my opinion are the most influential people among this all community, because they are creating articles, they are creating content about it throughout the whole year. And for this, you all, single one of you basically, or single one of those people, have big heads down and also thumbs up, because this what keeps Eurovision alive throughout the year. Also shows the contest, Eurovision Song Contest relevant, proves its quality and its, let's say, scale, but also because I was in this community since 2016, showed me one very crazy things which I think escalated this year just crazily. But I think it wasn't the mistake of just this year. I think this is a trend I saw for many years to come, but maybe never expected that it will go this way. And it's a toxicity, and also its lack of professionality. It's very interesting to see individuals and websites and YouTube channels during this period, and I must say that thanks for exceptions, but most didn't change since 2016, or I think decrease. If you really make it big and make it really nice and growing, but also professionalized, and I can see it of their approach. It's very different, but those are very rare individuals. And the most funny thing about this, they're receiving the most hate also. Yes, because they became professionals instead of being just enthusiasts, people with opinion and must being crazy. They are becoming more rational, because that's what's happened to you when you become professional. Like, you have also responsibility. I'm very glad that there are few people who understands the responsibility, even though maybe we have completely different opinions on stuff. The way how they treat also this Eurovision, this topic is different, and I can see they are improving every single year, but they are just really exceptions. The rest, it's standing on the same grounds or even lowered, because they just want to be more relevant or more loud or more respected at some point from all the sides, which of course not happening, because you will never be respected this way, and then the barriers are created. And what I saw this year escalated over many years, because the toxicity is here present for a long time. It's always something, it's always someone, it's always irrelevant, because what I see in this community, it's just bambillion of irrelevant comments, hateful, very bad towards whoever with a different opinion. Those opinions are very sharp, and they are not based on any kind of facts, or it's very hard to, they're based basically just on emotions. which I can understand. I was also starting as a journalist for video games. I started exactly like this, very passionate, very sharp opinions, even though I'm still like that, kind of, but very sharp opinions based on zero knowledge. And it took me some time to get somewhere else, completely somewhere else, without understanding the complexity, also the education and so on, to get to the professional, like real professional level. But I think Eurovision is surrounded by amateurs at some point, and this creates very crazy narrative all around, because everybody understands the community is extremely important. On the other hand, professionals sees that the community, even there are people who claim themselves professionals, are definitely not professional at all, that they have no clue. They cannot, even after many years, really start asking like some relevant questions to artists, and being more and more journalists than fans, and that it's hardcore. The scissors, as we say, are getting more wider. They're opening much wider in this case, because for everybody this is like a curse circle. It's EBU don't do workshops for you guys to educate you better. Even they need you to be there present, because it's a tradition, and it makes sense because it creates the contest look much bigger, and especially you are influential for another community they cannot reach. Delegations need you because you are spreading advertisement for them for free, and this is crazy. But I will get to this year, where in the whole nakedness was shown, like what's wrong. First of all, so many channels were used to spread lies, disinformation without fact checking and so on, and also hate their personal opinions. But those personal opinions are going to community, the community buy tickets, and these people are booing in the arena and behaving crazy. Artists sees it and using this mess for their own advertisement and own thoughts, for their own feeling something very special, which creates another hateful spin. And for me, I will demonstrate you one example why journalists and YouTubers, even though there are many, and this example did amazingly bad job this year. And that was, if you compare questions on Eden Golan, very tough questions on Israeli delegation. And even though I can agree with them, like, don't you think your presence in here endanger other artists? At some point, I would say it can be a regular questions. Even it's a harsh question, it's a hard question, it's a question which is logical at some point. Okay, I got it. What I don't get, that the other question is, for example, not on Bambitak or somebody from the opposite side, and asking like, don't you think that your hate feeding, that your comments are endangering Eden Golan or other artists, because you're feeding fundamentalists and protesters and so on, to bring even more or putting more oil into the fire? Because that would be another regular question. Because I think those were much more dangerous things, what those artists did. Even though if you agree with Israel participation or not. But the way how you were one-sided, the way how you split, how you used words like intifadas, Zionism, that country, ignoring boycotting, was just helping the fundamentalists to gain their power, to feel that they have much more power than they maybe have, but you already apologized them for doing something crazy. It at least at one point it looked like you want that something crazy would happen, and also you were somehow given the power to artists to behave uncontrollably, because I think journalists' role also is a controlling role. In democracy it works like that. When politics are behaving like idiots, journalists are here to show it to the world, to ask questions, but you didn't do it. You were basically accepting them as your gods. Oh my god, but this is how fans are behaving, not journalists, not YouTubers. I think this must fundamentally change. There are people, and especially now I'm talking to people who made this step forward to being more like journalists than just fans. And now the responsibility is also on you. And also I think it's amazing opportunity for you to cultivate the community. Because after all, because you're talking to the community all year, you're the most responsible for their behavior. Because what you say, they listen. what you argument they read. And you're good in argumentation if you try. So please try, please do it, because I think enough of division. And it's not just this year division, it's really a problem of many, many years ongoing, blaming things on other people, and then never look back into the mirror to say like, okay, but are we really a good journalist? Did we improve? And the answer is just a bare minimum improved. Most, I would say 95%, didn't, stuck, didn't help, and then it became very emotional. I can see it on YouTubers who try to seek attention through being much more emotional than rational, spreading a lot of disinformation. I think the most one which completely pissed me kind of, or I was very, very sad about it, when then the bunch of YouTubers connect together, which is a good thing, to fundraise for Palestinian refugees and Palestinian people affected by war, which I think it's a very generous cause, but they didn't forgot to put into their video, shared video, like 10 disinformations, Russian propaganda, and things which are just basically not true. They used it absolutely wrong way. And no one questioned it. No one questioned it. Like, not real journalists question it. And I think if Eurovision should somehow refresh, somehow renovate, somehow upgrade, get to completely new level, it must start with you, because you are the lungs of the whole Eurovision. You are here, you're supporting, you love it, but don't kill it with your love. Love it and improve it with your love. Be this kind of parent who educate itself, himself or herself, and bring its kids a better environment, because I still believe Eurovision needs you, and I understand that EBU abandoned you at some point, and it wasn't a good idea in my opinion. In my opinion, it wasn't a good idea. I think this year also we saw that delegations needs you at some point, because you're helping them spreading the news about the act. They believe in you at some point, even though it's like this kind of approach. And if this is about to change, you must start from yourself and professionalize and really give yourself a good feedback, because I think you're the most influential about the community, if it's going to be more hateful or less. But then you also not to be afraid to say unpopular stuff. That's it. But maybe you don't agree, maybe you agree. I don't know. Write me in the comments below what do you think about this topic. Basically, there are probably a lot of things I forgot to mention. But I really wish that this part, which I love at Eurovision, will get improved and heal, because now it's rotten, now it's damaged, it's sick also, which is not good for anybody, especially not for the Eurovision environment. And you can blame EBU, you can blame delegations, but it's not their fault that you didn't improve. It's not their job to do this, it's your job if you want to be that relevant, or everybody will part their ways eventually, because after all you're still a minority, not majority. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. That was the sad talking kind of, but this comes to Losers Podcast, and Losers Podcast like my podcast. But some of you mentioned I'm loser also, but also maybe I am. But why not? Why not? Everybody needs to improve, including me. But write me in the comments below what would you like to improve on me. But more likely, write me in the comments below what do you think about it. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, or become a member. And first of all, supporting my channel on monthly basis, supporting me on monthly basis, and also being given exclusive content just for you. And that's it. All from me for now, and see you next time. Bye.